4:23 a.m. It's now time for me to go for a run. I'm so tired. 1,841 words. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now before we jump into this video, I just wanted to share a really quick announcement. A very cool opportunity has popped up. I'm going to be hosting a group trip, a travel with me trip to Japan in May 2023. We're going to be heading to Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. The itinerary is super cool. We're going to be eating so much amazing food, checking out a lot of local culture and beautiful locations, visiting bookstores and just generally having a magical time. The trip launches in just a couple of days, so if you're interested, click the link in the description down below to check out all the details. Today's video, or rather this week's video, is going to be an interesting challenge. Some of you may remember that I used to have this really productive, motivated 5 a.m. writing routine. Now I had this when I still worked a 9 to 5 in marketing. I used to get up really early before work, quickly get ready, make my breakfast, and then get some writing done before I went off to my 9 to 5. And on top of that, I'm also a really big Haruki Murakami fan. I've spent a lot of time speaking about Haruki Murakami on this channel. Haruki Murakami is a prolific author with a really strict writing routine. For his writing routine, he gets up at about 4 a.m. every day during the times when he's drafting a novel. And I've seen a few people try out this routine as a kind of challenge. This is not a new idea. This has been done many times before. Given my love for Haruki Murakami as an author and the fact that I used to have a really early morning routine, I thought this would be a fun challenge to see if I could do the Haruki Murakami very early morning writing routine for a whole week. And by week, I mean work week, like Monday to Friday. I do not want to get up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday. I don't think I have the resolve for that. We're doing this for 5 days and we're gonna see how we go. Now, there are some logistical differences with me trying out this challenge, notwithstanding the fact that he is an amazing author who's a full-time author. He has spent many, many years building up this routine. He's run marathons. Ignoring all of that, some of the challenges for me are going to be, number one, the fact that my circadian rhythm is not attuned to waking up at 4 a.m. Your circadian rhythm is your natural sleep cycle, and it's very important to helping you sleep. It is, the production of melatonin in your brain. Throughout the day, you produce more and more and more melatonin until it's time for you to go to sleep. It's to do with your body temperature. There's so many factors here. Suddenly getting up at 4 a.m. after not really leading into it is gonna feel kind of similar to having jet lag, so that's something to be aware of for me. Also, number two, Haruki Murakami lives in Tokyo, or technically he lives in Chiba Prefecture, I'm pretty sure, but I know this from when I used to live in Tokyo. The sun rises super duper early there. Let me double check. What time does the sun rise in Tokyo at the moment? 4:26 a.m. and they're in the middle of summer. And I remember when I lived in Japan, this being super duper annoying. Haruki Murakami is rising with the sun. I'm in Australia in the southern hemisphere. It is the middle of winter. So the sun rises for me 7:24 a.m. That's quite the difference. I am not rising with the sun. The sun and sunlight also affect your circadian rhythm. Makes it just slightly more challenging, but I am excited for this and I want to give it a go anyway. First of all, we need to have a look at Haruki Murakami's routine and form a plan. In terms of research, I've read what I talk about when I talk about running, which is his memoir on writing and running. If you're interested in Haruki Murakami and if you like running, then I definitely recommend it because it's a good read. However, you would think he speaks more specifically about his writing routine in this book. It more focuses on his running and the analogy of running a marathon to writing a novel. The quote that everyone seems to use, which is what I've deducted from my research, is from an article in the Paris Review in the summer of 2004. This is actually from an interview with Haruki Murakami, and the quote is, "When I'm in writing mode for a novel, I get up at 4 a.m. and work for 5 to 6 hours. In the afternoon, I run for 10 kilometers or swim for 1,500 meters, or do both. Then I read a bit and listen to some music. I go to bed at 9 p.m. I keep this routine every day without variation. The repetition itself becomes the important thing. It's a form of mesmerism. I mesmerize myself to reach a deeper state of mind. But to hold to such repetition for so long, 6 months to a year, requires a good amount of mental and physical strength. In that sense, writing a long novel is like survival survival training. Physical strength is as necessary as artistic sensitivity. I ask you, what does it mean if you want to write novels but you don't have very much physical strength? Should I be concerned? I cannot do more than 3 push-ups. I can now do 2 push-ups in a row now though. That's a bit of an improvement. I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. I'm going to very quickly get ready for the day and hopefully be sitting at my desk by 4:30 a.m. The early afternoon, let's say 1 p.m, I'll go for a run. I need to be in bed by 9 p.m. to get 6 hours of sleep and do it all again. What have I agreed to? We're going to give it a go and let's see if the Haruki Murakami 4 a.m. writing routine works for me. Hello, it is very, very early. Oh my god, it's like 4:25. I haven't done anything yet. Like, it literally just took me 25 minutes to get here because I was so tired. Basically, my strategy here is that I'm gonna turn my internet off because I can just feel it because I'm so tired. I'm gonna not concentrate and I'm probably gonna spend all my time just like on Twitter. I'm gonna get breakfast now, just past 5 a.m. I did a little bit of work. It was very slow though. Like I'm already wearing exercise clothes, so I'm ready for when I eventually have to go for a run. I've just realized I can hear the sound of them doing the bins, like the bin people. Bin people makes them sound ridiculous. The people who take out the rubbish. I can hear the trucks and I haven't heard that sound in a really long time. So it's kind of like an ominous banging sound. So yeah, the sounds of the early morning that you don't hear when you're cozy and asleep in your bed. It's now just past 6 a.m. I have been working very slowly, as I mentioned before. It's been sort of a challenge to really buckle down and get a lot of good productive work done because I did not get a lot of sleep. Oh my god, my eyes are itchy. I'm working on a non-fiction piece. I can't even form words right now. I can't work out if this article is just a little bit of a challenge or if I'm just a bit tired and it's taking me a while to get going on work for the day. I've started work on this article many months ago, like 6 months ago or something. And so I have that dump of writing to sort of look at and work from. I think today, in terms of usable words so far, I've written about, let's say 350-ish. It is currently 7:30 a.m, but I'm taking a very small break. I feel pretty good. My goal today is to finish that first article and then tomorrow start on the second and third because I want to submit 3 articles to this magazine and they're all really short, like informal, kind of humorous, like laid back articles. It's kind of fun to work on something a little bit different, but I'm gonna stop procrastinating now. I'm gonna get back to work. 10:30 a.m. I'm all done with writing that first article. I think it's pretty good. It feels like it's 95% of the way there. Like, it feels pretty close. It's now time for me to go for a run. In Haruki Murakami's schedule, he goes for a run in the early afternoon. He goes for like a 10k run. I'm not even gonna come close to doing that. I'm not even gonna try. I can do a 3k run and maybe towards the end of the week I'll try for a 5k. I'm just cognizant of trying to pace myself a little bit because I haven't been running very much recently, so if I go full pelt into just running every single day, I don't want to cause myself an injury and I don't want to tire myself out too much and then just completely ruin this challenge. Let's go for a run on this Monday. I do not feel like running, I'll be honest. I feel like curling up and going back to bed, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for a run. Yeah, let's just get this over with. Oh. 3Ks. All done. What Haruki Murakami does after going for his run is he spends the rest of the day reading or listening to jazz music. Now, I have work to do. Yes, gonna go get a little bit of work done and then maybe chill out and do some reading and go to sleep. Hello. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna whinge. I'm not gonna whinge too much in this video about feeling tired because this is a challenge. Maybe I should have trained my circadian rhythm a bit more into this. Of tea has been acquired. So I'm still working on these non-fiction articles. I think they're sort of at like the 80% mark. So I've written the words, but they still need to be tightened up a bit. I've been writing quite slowly and trying to do a thorough job of this. So currently in terms of like a word count, we're sitting at 1900 words, but I need to pare that back a little bit and then hopefully moving over to my short story that I'm currently working on. So we need to get to that. It is currently 7:13 a.m. and these articles, I think they're actually done. I'm gonna leave it a little while to proofread it just so I can make sure that I'm happy with them. I think it's good to give your work a little bit of a break before you come back to it and just make sure that everything's good and you're happy with it. Otherwise, I think it's all done. So these 3 articles in totality, which are all gonna be submitted at the same time in the same doc, total at 1,841 words. I'm gonna get to the short story now. It is currently 8:40 a.m. I'm so hungry. I think I'm realizing that because I'm eating so early, it just means that by the time it's my normal breakfast time, I'm starving. Voiceover Christy here. I was so tired in this clip that I forgot to plug in my microphone. Basically what I'm saying here is that because I've run 2 days in a row, which I don't normally do, my muscles are quite sore, and so I'm gonna take a break for a day and just do some yoga instead. That's basically the gist of everything I'm whinging about here. As you were, back to the video, onto some yoga.
Palms and step 1 foot back and then the other for plank pose. Shoulder blades left to right. Step it all the way through. Lower to your left knee. On an inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead.
Hello guys, it is Thursday. It's about 4:40 a.m. I am not gonna lie to you. Feel like I've hit a bit of a wall today. I got up at 4 a.m, quickly got ready, did the world's quickest makeup because today, maybe at about 8:30, I have a video I have to get filmed. So one of the biggest challenges with doing this challenge for me is the fact that I'm juggling it around my usual work, which is mostly like content production stuff. And another challenge that I have is the fact that I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with my partner who also works from home a lot. And so when he has meetings, hear loud trucks and the sounds of the morning. When he has meetings, I obviously can't film because that makes it impossible. So we try to juggle each other's schedules a bit, and he has a lot of meetings today. So I'm gonna get up and film something really quickly at about maybe 8:30 a.m. before he starts. And because I was worried I'd get buckled down doing this, I quickly put on makeup so I wouldn't get distracted with this and then completely forget and then be running behind. I used to do this when I woke up at 5 a.m. every day. I'd get up, I'd have breakfast, I'd like organize everything, and then I'd quickly put on makeup because otherwise I would just dawdle and forget and run out of time. And I know it's important for me to get the boring stuff out the way so I can concentrate on the stuff I actually care about. Yeah, I got into bed at like 9:30 last night, so I am actually going to sleep at an appropriate time now because I just felt wrecked, really. Basically, the plan is now to work for the next 3.5 hours and then quickly film that video I need to film, go for my run. I still want to go for a run, and then my brain's not working. What was my plan? Go to bed early again because I am really feeling this today. It is now 8 a.m. and I am ready to call it a day on writing for today. God, that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? At 8 a.m. I'm gonna stop working for the day. When, you know, normally I would never have started working anywhere close to this. I've just been sitting here eating strawberry clouds. We bought a like mega pack of strawberry clouds last time we were at Officeworks, so today has definitely been the least successful day. My word count hasn't really moved since yesterday. I mean, I had moments where I felt like I was making a lot of headway, but because I'm still in the very early stages of this short story that I'm working on, not moving very quickly. I was doing a little bit of research today, and I was mostly just like plotting out like key themes I wanted to explore and little notes about the characters and stuff. So in terms of actual headway on the word count of the story, I haven't gotten very far. So that kind of felt a little bit frustrating because I worked for a long time, but I wasn't as productive as I could have been because I'm tired, and also the early stages of the story means that like everything works a bit more slowly. I need to go now and do my other work for the day. It is currently 9:12 on Thursday night, and I am basically getting ready for bed, but I'm realizing that my great hamasha, my downfall, the thing that's sort of making it not really a realistic challenge, is how much work I had to do outside of the writing at 4 a.m. I tried to do this on a week where I didn't have heaps and heaps of work to do, but as it turns out, a whole bunch of last minute stuff has snuck up on me, including the fact that I'm trying to edit this video that you're watching to go up this Sunday, on top of launching the Trover Trip Japan trip this week and doing a whole bunch of stuff for Patreon. And so kind of accidentally, I made this challenge a lot harder for myself than it needed to be, just because my workload kind of snuck up on me. I kind of find it hilarious how tired I am in some of these clips, so I'm sorry if I seem a bit flat. I'm not very good at seeming upbeat when I don't feel it. So anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep pretty soon. I'm basically just reading at the moment, so that's me doing part of the Haruki Murakami thing. Haven't listened to any jazz yet, interestingly enough. I'm gonna go to sleep, and tomorrow is the last day of our challenge. It is Friday. What time is it today? 4:23 a.m., which I believe is the best time we've made so far for me to be sitting at my desk with my breakfast, ready to go. It definitely feels easier today, which is in a way a little bit upsetting because it's the very last day. Like, I feel like I've made my circadian rhythm catch up just a little bit. Okay, let's begin the very last day of starting writing work at 4 a.m. 6:40 a.m. actually. We have a document sitting at 2,606 words for this short story, which feels both good and not great at the same time. The reason why I was hoping for more words than that is because when I opened this document on Wednesday, God, was that only like a couple days ago? had already had some words in it. I think I already started this with maybe 800 words in that document. So yeah, a lot of these 2,600 words have been just notes and like bits of info dumping and stuff that isn't really usable. It's kind of hard to compare it to a normal week where I'd be working on Project Teacup and I get a certain amount of words done. So basically what I'm saying is scientifically, we didn't really have a control to see how successful this week was in terms of like output and productivity. We are all done. It is 10 a.m. So this document ended up at 3,210 words. It's pretty good. I have at least made some headway in my writing. You'd bloody hope so, because I've spent like, what is it, like 5 or 6 hours a day writing every day, and not all of those hours have been productive because for some of them I've just been really tired. Look, it's 10 a.m. and the writing component of this challenge is all done. I'm going to do the very last run of this week. So out of 5 days, I've run 4 of them, and I did yoga on the Wednesday in the middle. I remember when I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a 5K run at the end of the week. It's not happening. See how I feel. Again, I'm cognizant of not injuring myself. I'm getting muscle soreness. I'm going to take it relatively easy, but also try to maybe do 4K. We'll see how we go. I forgot my tea. This challenge, I'm so glad that I did it. Like it was a lot of fun to actually do a challenge video. This isn't the type of thing I've ever filmed before. Yeah, wow, what a week. That was really difficult. I managed to finish 3 articles, 3 small articles, and I did actually submit them. I managed to also do thousands of words of preliminary work on my short story and research, a lot of the like early work I needed to do for that. So it was a really productive week. I had so many more hours for writing work this week than I normally do. I ended up having really long work days this week. Like I obviously got up at 4 a.m, worked for like 5 or 6 hours every day like I was supposed to, aside from Thursday because I finished a bit earlier on Thursday, and then spent another good 5 hours or so doing YouTube work or doing admin stuff or dealing with the things that happened this week. Ended up sort of being not really a fair challenge just because of the logistics of my job and my work and what I have to do. But I did get up early. I did get up at 4 a.m. every day. I did get a whole bunch of writing done, and I did also exercise every single day, which I'm very, very proud of. The things I have learned from this challenge: number 1, I still hate getting up early. The second thing I learned was about running. I have not been a physically fit person for a very, very long time. I've only recently started going to the gym and getting into running. Before that, I did a lot of walking. I used to walk to work, but in terms of actually going to the gym and jogging and doing this stuff, that's only really been this past year. This is gonna sound really silly, but I did not realize what a difference it makes exercising on a full stomach compared to an empty stomach, because like up until this point, every time I've gone to the gym, it's been first thing when I wake up, it's been like before breakfast, running at this time after having eaten breakfast and digested some food. I actually had so much more energy, which now that I think about it should have been really obvious, but now I realize that this whole time I've been jogging on hard mode. What's the third thing I've learned? There really should be a third thing. I don't like getting up early. You should eat something before you exercise. Maybe don't try to write for 6 hours every single day when you have a significant number of other work commitments, because you will overwork yourself. I didn't really film a lot of the other work I did outside of my writing work, mostly because I don't really want to advocate for overwork. It was a very big week for me. That wasn't supposed to be the way it went, but it just honestly is what happened. I'm going to spend the weekend sleeping and resting and recovering from this challenge. I don't really know how Haruki Murakami does this, but it's because he goes to sleep at 9 p.m. every night and he's used to it, and his circadian rhythm and the sun rising at the time it does, and I understand understand why it's a form of mesmerism for him. I can see a lot of people getting a lot of value out of that. I'm not very good at routine, like I'm sort of like an all over the place kind of person, so I don't think it would ever work for me, but I feel like I learned a lot from it and I'm very happy I did this challenge. If you guys liked this video, if you want to see more challenges or writing challenges, please do let me know. Thank you so very much for watching this video, and also an enormous thank you to everyone over on Patreon for supporting the videos that I make. Take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.